Good morning. I am Rakotoaritsoa Fenohasina, and this is the demo of the library information system using camera barcode reader. Here we have the administration information system of the library. We can log in and we can also see the password in the forgot password. There is no register because this is the admin part. So let's log in and let's use the password that does not work. Now the password doesn't work, so we have to put a password that works. Now we are logged in. In the screen, we can see all the users, all the books, and the borrowers. So we can see the borrower with the email a@gmail.com has borrowed the book ID of 1001 and the return date is 8, it's this date and the status is not returned. So when we click on one borrow, we can see the details of the borrow, the email, the name of the borrower, the address of the borrower, the book ID, the title of the book, the author of the book, the return date, and the status. We can also delete a borrow like so. And now we can also see add a new borrow like so, which takes input as book ID, borrower email, and return date. Add data has been entered successfully. Let's add another borrow for email, return date, book ID does not exist. In the late, there is a list of all the late books. We can also search email of the borrowers, search, and here are all the borrows, or by book ID, search, here are all the borrows of this book. Now let's go to the books. We can see a list of all the books. When we click on one book, we can see the details and the book cover. We can edit one book. Let's edit the book cover. Edit. Now let's search for the book ID. Here was the book ID. We can see that the book cover has changed. We can also delete the book or download the barcode image of the book. As we can see, the download has begun. We can also import or add new books. Here, let's add the book ID of this, the author, the title, and a book cover image, which is optional, and add. The book has been added successfully. We can also, if we want to see the book, this was the book that we just added, and the barcode has been translated as an image here. We can also import, let's try to delete this book first. Delete, the book has been deleted. We can also import a CSV file like this. Let's choose the CSV file. Import. The ID already exists, so it doesn't work. So let's change the ID. Let's save. And go back to our screen. Let's re-import and import. Now the data has been uploaded successfully. We can see the list of all the users by their email, and we can click on one user. We can see the name of the user, the email, and the address, and delete the user. We can also have a search of the email and search. Here is the user with that email. Now let's go to the Android system of the scanning process. Here is the Android application. So there is a login and a register. Let's register an account first with the email. With a password, a full name, an address, and register. When we have registered, the login is automatic, so we are directed to a return book page. We can return a book if we have a book. Let's see the list of the books that we have borrowed first. Now, there is no list of books that we have borrowed because we are a new user. So let's first borrow a book. We can input the book ID that we have borrowed manually by typing here and import the book ID. Let's type a book ID and borrow. Now the book has been borrowed. Let's see all the borrows that we have. We can see here the book ID that we just have borrowed. Now let's go back and see the book and return the book manually, like the same, with the same book ID. As we can see, it is successful. So let's see, there's no books anymore. Now let's enter a book ID that we have not borrowed. There is an error message because the book that we borrowed does not, the input that we borrowed does not exist. Now let's use the camera to borrow a new book. We have to take a picture of the barcode and wait. It takes a little bit of time. Now the barcode has been read and the book has been borrowed. So we can see the borrow here and the book ID. Let's borrow another one with the same camera, and let's borrow another book with another ID. An error occurred because we moved, so the barcode sent there was not detected by the API. Okay, so we have borrowed two books. We can see there are two books here with the IDs. Now let's return the books with the camera. Now we are going to return one book. Okay, so the return is successful. We can see that there is one book left. So that is the system, and we can log out now. Thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you very much.